Whoa, baby. Whoa, baby. Whoa, baby. You don't have to go. Oh, baby. You don't have to go. Whoa, baby. Whoa, baby. Whoa, baby. You don't have to go. I'm gonna pack my bags and it's down the road I go. So today I was looking at those in-between sections of a song's lyrics and the different elements you can put together using the techniques you already know to sort of improvise these little moves, and you can even improvise lyrics, or you can improvise the certain timing that you implement into it. But before you think too much about the harp, and it was a B-flat harp marine band model 1896, how do you even, as someone who's never had a singing lesson, how do you even make an attempt at trying to sing in tune, so to speak? And there's certain approaches you can take, like you can take a conversational approach to where you're just kind of speaking the words. But what I like to do is something that I always say is the further that you get from listening to a song, the farther you like drift away from it and the less accurate it is. So if you want to play something and have it sound on point, you want to listen to it immediately before you record yourself. Sing along, and the timing has to be there, the feeling has to be there, the original intent of the song has to be there. And you can do this with any song you put on the record. It doesn't even have to be at the beginning, it can be in the middle or whatever. And you want to copy everything, and this is why I said, or this is why what I wanted to mention was that I think part of it comes from having a knack of like vocal inflections or being able to mimic another person's voice or tone of voice or way of speaking, because they say every sound or whatever is a note. And there's such a thing as putting rise and fall and inflection into your voice, and all the good speakers do it, and they almost put a musical quality into their voice. That's what captures an audience. And if you have that kind of mind, I think you can adapt quickly to singing their songs that you know. as well as learning new ones. But like, this is not karaoke where you're singing along. The difference is you sing along and then you immediately stop, turn on your phone, and record. And do a comparison. Well, I got some tea here. I wanted to drink this. So I've been up for, well, I went to work today. Now it's technically yesterday. And I hardly slept that night, about 3 hours. And now I've almost been up for another 24 hours. So this is getting ridiculous. And I've been practicing the guitar after work too, which I used to not do. I've been thinking differently. I've been stressed out too. I hope to feel better soon. I'm not going to stop going, though. I'm not going to stop. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, I think part of a talent has to do with like being able to pick up on vocal and inflections and people's way of speaking and tonality. So if you find that you can copy your boss or not that you should, but or like your friend or your famous person or whatever, if you can sound like them, almost like an impressionist, then you might be onto something anyway. And that's why you notice some of the famous actors or comedians, they're all around talent. They have all around talent. Even like a Jamie Foxx or whatever. Just all around talent. But my approach, because I believe I have that talent, I just didn't start young. Start till I was 24 with music, and now I'm 29, be 30 in April. So we're going on 6 years, right? And so, I don't really research much how to do this, how to do that, but what I do is, what I wanted to make another video on, which I will later, is I believe you should find certain teachers that you gel with, that you literally subscribe to. I don't mean subscribe, I mean like literally subscribe. That you subscribe to, and just stick with them, and just watch their stuff over and over again, because there's only so many hours in the day, and watch their stuff, and just stick with the teachers that, like, I'll give you an example of that I stick with. For the harp, it's Adam Gusso. I stick with him. There's an infinite number of things I can learn from him, and even if he doesn't explain everything, I figure it out myself by slowing it down and just figuring it out. And you actually learn more that way. So on the harp, he's my #1 teacher. And there's this other kid I just ran into on YouTube. Looks like he's Amish or something. I don't know. He's got an irritating face. He seems to know a lot about the harp. Looks kind of like an annoying weasel. He got chin strap beard. I've always found those really annoying. But he seems to know more about the 12-bar blues, the vibrato, and breaking it down. So I appreciate that one. But because those are things that I'm always working on. So I recommend you find harp teachers that you like, that you get on with, and then just stick with them. Don't spend all your time looking for new ones. So like on the guitar, Active Melody is someone I've always liked. When it's time to learn a new piece of music, I go to him. And I gotta just work on increasing my overall understanding. So Active Melody is a good one on guitar. Justin Guitar, you can't be beaten because he speaks in simple terms. He delivers simple, straightforward stuff. Like there's this other channel, the Guitar Workshop, which is which not crappy, but it's crappy in the sense that you won't learn from it if you're not advanced already, because they only show you like one hand at a time. Like they'll zoom in on one hand at a time usually, and which is fine if you're playing simple chords, but not when you're trying to learn like complex turnaround or things like that. I don't know how they expect you to learn half this stuff, but I have learned some good stuff from them. I'm just speaking in general, like Fred Sokolow. All the guys there are excellent, but the stuff's just a little dated, and the camera work, can be very frustrating when they don't show you both hands at the same time. And the whole channel is very kind of esoteric, but I still think they're great. Guitar Workshop, Justin Guitar, Active Melody, and stick with things like this. And then there's also always the specific song lessons. Like if one person or two people have a lesson on a specific song that I'm interested in, that you can't find anywhere else, and I haven't tabbed it out myself, then I'll stick with that person too. And there's plenty of examples like that, like this guy, Guitar by the Glass, for like a couple Everly Brothers tunes, or this guy, his name Daddy Longlegs or something. Can't remember. I got a hair in my tongue. Daddy Longless, I can't remember. This guy is he had a couple tunes too. The point is that you stick with the teachers that you gel with, but don't get too crazy with them. You don't need 20 of them. Stick with them, keep learning from them, keep refining, and then also if you're looking for specific songs, do that too. My approach to the vocals is, outside of playing the songs that you already know, because they become part of your DNA. But like just today I went and reviewed this video on Fills by Adam Gusso, and I just slowed down the video and I sang each individual part the way he sang it. And there was one part where I just wasn't getting it, and he was put a little, and I guess you call it inflection, a bend, I'm not sure about that. And I just paid attention to every little thing he did. So it's like a fast track. You're already putting yourself at the end. You're already like, I'm already doing it like this person, and you'll know when you've nailed it. You'll know when you played it just like him. And, or sang it just like him. So it's pretty much the same approach as everything else with the singing. Is basically the imitation, flat out. You're trying to play things exactly like what you're idolizing. You're trying to play these songs, do them justice, like the next video I'm going to do on the guitar is going to be Rock Around the Clock, and it's going to be a great video because I've already learned it. I learned this great outro just by dissecting it from the video. It wasn't explained at all. I just slowed it down and paid attention, and it's a good feeling when you can put a whole tune together. You get the whole thing from beginning to end, boom, and it's under your belt now. So I'm actually looking forward to recording that one. So look out for how to play Rock Around the Clock, or whatever I'll call it. How to play Bill Haley and his comments, Rock Around the Clock. On the acoustic guitar, I'm not sure which guitar I'm going to play. You know, because the Gibson has turned into my new 1950 Gibson has turned into kind of a, with me realizing just how low the action is, I think it's going to be fingerstyle blues, like a fingerstyle blues dream. You know, because that's, for me personally, I never expected to have so many guitars, but I can say I have so many now. I've got, my first one was a Gibson SG Standard 2017 model, so that's electric. Solid body electric, that's one. Second one, did I go straight to the Gibson L00? Yep. There was a brief thing with a Recording King that I had to get returned because it was a joke. It was the whole thing was botched out of the box. So L00 after the that's like a modern Gibson. You know, it was one of the modern Gibson L00s, which I've done videos with. That seems to be a popular guitar. What was the third one now? Honestly, I should have them in front of me. Oh, the third one is the Martin. I said I wanted a new Martin. One of these reimagined Martins. And I got the 018. That's 3. Then I got the Martin travel guitar. Then recently I got the 1950 Gibson LG2 3/4, which had a whole lot of things going on with it. And along the way with that, I actually picked up some, like, when I was unemployed, make a long story short, in 2018 I was let go from this job wrongfully. But I was let go, I was able to collect unemployment, but I was let go, and where was I going with this? Oh, and I was putting a lot of things up on Facebook to sell. I haven't sold anything since. And I ran into the skateboard guy, and I began giving him skateboards, and then eventually he found out I was a guitarist, and he wanted to give me, these secondhand guitars for skateboards. So he gave me like a Epiphone, a Yamaha, and they stunk up the whole apartment. And then later I managed to sell those, though, thank God. Whoever has those now, God bless them. But I managed to sell them. But I still have from him a Fender Dreadnought, a classical guitar. And then I have a Hohner acoustic that I picked up at a tag sale walking home, which that just sits out, and that's not set up to play right now. It's a 3/4 guitar, I think, too. Hohner. It's got 12 frets. So that's way more than but if you think about it, each one fits a different category. Solid body electric, acoustic electric, plain acoustic brand new, vintage, small body short scale acoustic, travel guitar, cheap beater Dreadnought, classical guitar, very rare Hohner. There's not a whole lot I'm missing there. I mean, you could get more obscure and get like semi-hollow body. I have no interest in that. Because I can get all the sounds I want out of a Gibson SG. It's really in your fingers. But I can tell you the Gibson LG2 3/4 sounds a hell of a lot different than the Martin. The Martin's way more subdued. It hardly has any bass at all. And overall it just feels feels and sounds more stiff. But this was a good conversation today. That was flowing out. I didn't play. I'm actually sitting on the counter, but it's been up for way too long. I haven't been feeling like $1,000,000. I feel strange for a couple, like 3 weeks. Can't quite put my finger on it. One more sip of this before we, because I gotta leave enough space actually on my phone, so I gotta quit out. I'm not sure what the point of it was. What I was gonna say. My approach to the singing, as someone who isn't being guided by anybody at all. I think I'm doing alright, because I like the sounds that I'm getting. And I'm a pretty critical ear. I heard about that guy, I just read about that guy, Rick Rubin. He doesn't know anything about music, he's never played an instrument and doesn't understand music. And he just goes in and tells people what he likes. That's what I read.